teen who tricked the FBI, airlines, and banks. True crime documentary. He flew over a million miles. Without ever being a real pilot, he worked inside hospitals. Without a medical degree, he even practiced law. Without ever going to law school, and he did all of this before the age of 21. This is the unbelievable true story of a teenager who tricked the world, forged millions of dollars in checks, and became one of the most famous imposters in history. His name was Frank Abagnale. Born in the United States in 1948, he grew up in what seemed like a normal family. But everything changed when his parents divorced. At just 16 years old, Frank ran away from home. He had no money, no job, no plan. Just one thing, a natural talent for deception. His first scams were small. He manipulated his father's credit card, altered receipts, learned how systems worked, and more importantly, how to exploit them. It didn't take long before he realized something powerful: people don't question confidence. Frank's first major identity was bold. He decided to become a Pan Am airline pilot, not by training, not by education, but by pure deception. He forged documents, created a fake ID, and walked into airline offices with complete confidence, and somehow, it worked. He learned about a system called deadheading, where pilots could travel for free. Using this trick, Frank flew across the world, posing as a legitimate pilot. Over time, he logged more than 1 million miles in the air, all without ever flying the plane. He wasn't just pretending, he was living the life. But flying wasn't his main goal. Money was. Frank began forging checks, not small amounts, but thousands of dollars at a time. He studied bank systems carefully, understood weaknesses, and exploited them with precision. He printed fake checks, deposited them in different cities, and withdrew cash before anyone noticed. Soon, he was making millions of dollars. Banks across the country were losing money, and they had no idea who was responsible, because every time they got close, he became someone else. Eventually, Frank grew tired of the pilot life, so he became something even more shocking: a doctor, specifically, a supervising physician at a hospital in Georgia. He didn't perform surgeries, but he oversaw medical staff, and somehow, no one questioned him. He relied on one simple strategy: delegate everything. If something went wrong, he passed responsibility to others, and it worked, until one moment nearly exposed him. A life or death situation forced him to step in, and that's when he realized he had gone too far, so once again, he disappeared. Next, Frank became a lawyer. Yes, a lawyer. He forged a Harvard law transcript and got a job at the Louisiana State Attorney General's office. To make it believable, he actually studied law books and passed the bar exam, not once, but after failing twice, he finally succeeded. For a short time, he was practicing law legitimately, but the pressure and the risk were always there, because no matter how good the disguise, the truth was catching up. By now, authorities were closing in. The FBI had identified a pattern: a young man, multiple identities, check fraud across multiple states. Leading the investigation was an FBI agent who became obsessed with catching him. Frank stayed one step ahead, moving constantly, changing names, changing countries. He fled to Europe, but the chase didn't stop. Eventually, in France, his luck ran out. He was arrested. Frank was extradited to the United States, facing serious prison time. But something unexpected happened. The same skills that made him a criminal made him valuable. The FBI offered him a deal: help us understand fraud, and we'll reduce your sentence. He agreed, and over time, he transformed his life from one of the world's most wanted imposters to a consultant helping stop financial crime. He fooled airlines, he fooled hospitals, he fooled the legal system, all before he was old enough to legally drink. His story became so famous, it inspired the movie Catch Me If You Can. But behind the Hollywood version was a real teenager who proved something extraordinary: that sometimes the most dangerous criminals don't hide in the shadows. They walk right in through the front door with a smile and a perfect lie.